What would you do if you found a 100-million-year-old stone slab carved with an ancient three-dimensional map no one can explain, using materials science still can't replicate? Or stepped into a glass box thousands of feet above the French Alps, with only air beneath you? From lost World War II planes to skeletons on Zeus's altar, mountains hold secrets that defy time and logic. Which mountain secret will keep you awake tonight? Stay tuned. In the year 1999, Professor Alexander Shuvairov from Bashkir State University discovered a massive stone slab in the village of Chandar, in Russia's Republic of Bashkortostan. Weighing over 1 ton and measuring roughly 5 feet by 3.5, the slab was later named the Dashka Stone. What made it extraordinary was the detailed three-dimensional map engraved into its surface, showing the Ural region with remarkable accuracy, including rivers, canyons, and what appeared to be man-made channels and dams. The slab was made from 3 distinct layers: a dolomite base, a layer of diopside glass, and a porcelain-like top coat, materials and methods still unexplained by modern science. Some fossilized shells embedded in the surface suggest the artifact could be over 100 million years old. Even more puzzling were symbols etched into the stone, written in a language that experts have yet to decode. But ancient engineering isn't the only thing that leaves scientists speechless. What if a mountain revealed a possible tie to Zeus himself? In 2016, archaeologists made a remarkable discovery atop Mount Kion in Arcadia, Greece, a site long regarded as the mythical birthplace of Zeus. During excavations at the mountain's ancient ash altar, historically used in ceremonial offerings, they found the skeletal remains of a teenage boy, believed to date back more than 3,000 years. The remains were positioned between 2 lines of stones, with parts of the structure carefully placed over specific areas of the body. This marked the first time that human remains had been uncovered at the site, where previously only animal bones and ceremonial objects had been found. Classical sources, including writings by Plato, have referenced unusual rites taking place at Mount Kion, but until this discovery, there was no direct archaeological evidence to support those accounts. While it is not confirmed whether the young individual was part of any ancient ritual, the context and placement of the remains have sparked renewed interest in how past civilizations may have conducted their sacred traditions. From divine rituals to vanishing planes, what happened to a military aircraft lost in the clouds, only to resurface nearly 8 decades later? On January 6, 1945, the United States Army Air Force's Curtiss C-46 commando aircraft disappeared while flying from Kunming in China to Chabua in India. It was carrying 13 people. The plane vanished over the eastern Himalayas during a storm. 77 years later, in early 2022, a search team led by adventurer Clayton Cools, on behalf of Bill Scherer, the son of one of the missing crew members, found the wreckage on a snow-covered mountain in Arunachal Pradesh, India. No remains were recovered, and the fate of those on board remains unknown. This aircraft was one of many lost during a World War II operation called the Hump, where Allied pilots flew over the Himalayas to deliver supplies to Chinese forces. From April 1942 to November 1945, around 650,000 tons of cargo were flown, but the mission came at a heavy cost. Nearly 600 planes and over 1,600 lives were lost. While some wrecks have been recovered, many still lie buried in the harsh terrain, silent witnesses to a perilous chapter in aviation history. Still think high altitudes only hold secrets of the past? Think again, would you dare walk on air with nothing but glass under your feet? High in the French Alps, near Chamonix, stands the Aiguille du Midi, a peak reaching an altitude of 3,842 meters. Here, visitors can experience Step into the Void, a glass box extending from the summit terrace, offering a unique view of the surrounding mountains. Opened to the public on December 21, 2013, This attraction allows brave souls to stand over 1,000 meters of space, with only transparent glass beneath their feet. The structure is engineered with multiple layers of reinforced glass, ensuring safety while providing an unparalleled panoramic view of the French, Swiss, and Italian Alps. While other glass-floored attractions exist, such as the Grand Canyon Skywalk in the United States, which extends 70 feet over the canyon rim at a height of 4,000 feet, and the Zhangyaji Glass Bridge in China's Hunan province, spanning 430 meters and suspended about 300 meters above the ground, Step into the Void offers a distinct experience amidst the alpine peaks. From death-defying thrills to ghostly chills, what happens when a tragic legend is etched into stone and see forever? Before we continue, I have a special 10-second request for all of you listening. If you can help me in any way, just press the notification bell and hit that subscribe button. It means the world. It really supports this channel. And if you do that for me, I promise my team and I will do everything we can to make this show even better for you. Deal. Perched atop the cliffs of the Gulf of Trieste in northeastern Italy, Duino Castle, known in Italian as Castello di Duino, has stood since the 14th century. This historic fortress is not only renowned for its architectural grandeur but also for a haunting legend that has captivated locals and visitors alike. The tale speaks of a noble woman, Esterina da Portol, who was married to a cruel and jealous lord. Despite her unwavering devotion, her husband's suspicions led him to commit a heinous act. One stormy night, he lured Esterina to the edge of the castle's cliff and pushed her into the sea. As she fell, she cried out to the heavens, and according to legend, the gods took pity on her, transforming her into stone before she hit the waters below. To this day, a white rock formation resembling a veiled woman, known as the Dama Bianca or White Lady, can be seen at the base of the cliff. Locals claim that Esterina's spirit still roams the halls of Duino Castle. Witnesses have reported sightings of a woman in white wandering through the castle's rooms, especially near the area where her child's cradle once stood. These apparitions are often accompanied by a sudden chilling breeze from the sea. Mont Blanc, also known as Monte Bianco, sits on the border between France and Italy and stands at about 4,808 meters, or 15,774 feet. It's the highest peak in both the Alps and Western Europe. Despite its scenic beauty, Mont Blanc holds a grim title, the deadliest mountain in Europe. Each year, an estimated 100 climbers lose their lives on its slopes. The main reason? Misleading promotions. Many tour companies present the climb as a tough hike rather than a serious alpine expedition. As a result, over 30,000 people attempt the ascent annually, most with little or no mountaineering experience. Conditions on Mont Blanc change fast. Sudden storms, hidden crevasses, and falling rocks are common. Climbing safely requires specialized gear like crampons and ice axes, yet many rely only on guides or basic equipment. Authorities continue to raise concerns about safety and the growing number of unprepared climbers. Would you climb Mont Blanc if you knew the odds? Do you think tourists should need permits to hike peaks like this? Let us know in the comments below. In late January of 1959, 9 experienced hikers from the Ural Polytechnic Institute set out on a ski expedition toward Mount Otorten in the northern Ural Mountains. Led by Igor Dyatlov, a fifth-year radio engineering student, the group camped on the eastern slope of Kholat Syakhl, known in the local Mansi language as Dead Mountain, on February 1st. When the group failed to return, a search began. On February 26th, rescuers found their tent torn from the inside, with personal belongings left behind. The bodies were later discovered scattered in the snow, some underdressed, suggesting a sudden, panicked escape. Over the decades, explanations have included avalanches, infrasound-induced panic, and covert military activity. In 2019, a reopened investigation pointed to a slab avalanche as the likely cause. Yet to this day, the Dyatlov Pass incident remains one of the mysteries in modern mountaineering history. In the summer of 1949, Russian geologist Vadim Kolpakov discovered a peculiar geological formation in the Bodybo district of Irkutsk Oblast, southeastern Siberia, known locally as the Fire Eagle's Nest. This structure is officially referred to as the Patom Crater. The crater is a large mound composed of shattered limestone blocks, standing approximately 40 meters tall with a base diameter of about 160 meters. Its volume is estimated between 230,000 and 250,000 cubic meters, with a mass of roughly 1 million tons. Initially, the crater's origin was a mystery, leading to various hypotheses including meteorite impacts and even extraterrestrial activity. However, scientific investigations have since provided more grounded explanations. Dendrochronological studies suggest the crater formed approximately 300 to 500 years ago. Further geological and geochemical analyses indicate that the crater likely resulted from endogenous geological processes, such as a phreatic explosion caused by the rapid release of underground gases. Still, no mystery is more enduring than this. Where is the tomb of one of the greatest conquerors in history? Genghis Khan, the formidable founder of the Mongol Empire, died in the year 1227 at the age of 65. Yet nearly 800 years later, one of history's greatest mysteries remains unsolved. Where is he buried? According to historical records, the great Khan requested a secret burial with no identifying markers. Tradition holds that his final resting place lies somewhere near Burkhan Khaldun, a sacred peak in the Khenti Mountains of northeastern Mongolia. This mountain was of deep spiritual significance to him. He often went there to pray and seek guidance during military campaigns. The theory that his tomb is located at Burkhan Khaldun largely stems from the writings of Marco Polo, who noted that Mongols commonly buried revered figures near this holy mountain. Despite this, no archaeological evidence has ever confirmed the burial site. Over the years, researchers have proposed multiple excavation missions at the base of Burkhan Khaldun. However, the mountain is a protected cultural and spiritual zone. To this day, Mongolian authorities have not granted permission for any formal dig in the area. As a result, the true location of Genghis Khan's tomb remains unknown, concealed beneath sacred soil, perhaps forever. And while some secrets are buried, others appear in plain sight. Why does the snow in the Alps sometimes run red? In the French Alps, scientists have observed a striking and eerie natural phenomenon: blood-red snow. At first glance, the scarlet-streaked slopes might resemble the aftermath of a disaster. But the explanation is far more scientific than it is sinister. The unusual coloration is caused by microalgae, specifically species that thrive in freezing alpine environments. These microorganisms have adapted to live between snow crystals in extreme cold and intense ultraviolet light. And critically, they produce a red pigment known as astaxanthin, the same compound responsible for the pink hue of flamingos, the orange tint of salmon flesh, and the red shell of crabs. While some researchers believe these algae evolved in the Alps millions of years ago, others suggest they were spread more recently by birds or animals. Regardless of their origin, the consequences of their rapid reproduction are significant. Because red snow absorbs more solar radiation than white snow, it melts faster. This accelerates glacial retreat and amplifies the local impact of global warming. Would you step onto snow that looked like it had just witnessed something terrible? Have you ever seen something in nature that looked terrifying but had a scientific explanation? Let us know in the comments below. Sledding may be a childhood memory for many, but in parts of Germany it has become a serious sport, with a historical twist. Each winter, traditional sled races are held not with modern gear, but with horned sleds, heavy wooden sleds named for their curved front runners, shaped like the horns of a mountain goat. Around 100 years ago, these sleds weren't built for fun. In the alpine regions, they were essential for transporting firewood, hay, and even people between remote villages. Their robust design allowed residents to navigate rugged mountain terrain during harsh winters. But by the mid-20th century, motorized alternatives took over, and horned sleds nearly disappeared. However, in the early 1970s, a group of German enthusiasts revived the tradition by organizing races using these classic sleds. Today, it has become a popular winter event. Tourists from across the world now gather to watch racers speed downhill on these bulky, handcrafted wooden sleds, combining local heritage with adrenaline. Meanwhile, further south in Greece, Mount Kion has long fascinated archaeologists. More than 5,000 years ago, a sanctuary dedicated to Zeus was built on its slope. Ongoing excavations have uncovered numerous significant artifacts, shedding new light on ancient mountain worship in the Greek world. Racing through time leads us to frozen evidence of ancient travel. What does a single leather shoe say about trade routes through the ice? In the Norwegian mountains within the Horse Ice Patch of Innlandet County, a tourist made a discovery that would reshape how archaeologists view ancient travel in Scandinavia. While hiking across the snow-covered terrain, the tourist spotted what looked like a piece of leather poking out of the ice. Upon closer inspection, it turned out to be an ancient shoe. The find was quickly reported to Secrets of the Ice, a research team specializing in glacial archaeology. Using radiocarbon dating, scientists confirmed that the leather sandal dates back to the 2nd century AD. But that wasn't all. Further investigation in the same area uncovered additional artifacts preserved in the ice, including tools and textiles. This accidental discovery revealed the remnants of an ancient high-altitude trade route once used by travelers and merchants crossing the Scandinavian mountains. Archaeologists believe the route remained snow-covered year-round, requiring durable footwear to navigate harsh conditions. The sandals, strikingly similar to Roman designs, suggest that locals had contact with the Roman Empire, possibly trading goods or techniques, including how to craft such protective footwear. Near the summit of Mount Everest, at around 8,500 meters, climbers have long passed a chilling landmark known as green boots, not a piece of gear, but the body of a fallen mountaineer. The figure, dressed in bright green climbing boots, was first widely reported in May of 2001 by French climber Pierre Paper. Though Sherpas initially believed the remains were of a Chinese climber, sightings dated back to the late 1990s. The most widely accepted theory is that green boots is T. Soang Palger, an Indian climber who disappeared during a deadly storm in May of 1996 while attempting the summit. He was part of a 3-person team and wore neon green boots, which became the body's defining feature. Some suggest the remains could instead be fellow team member Dorje Morup, but this remains unconfirmed. For years, green boots served as a grim waypoint on the northeastern route to the summit. Then in 2014, climbers noticed the body was gone, possibly relocated or respectfully buried beneath stones. In the Swiss Alps, on the snowy slopes of Mount Brison, an unexpected encounter turned a routine hike into a heartwarming mystery. 2 brothers, Cyril and Eric Rohrer, were making their way up the mountain when they noticed something unusual, a domestic cat, clearly out of place in the high alpine wilderness. The animal wasn't feral or shy. In fact, it followed the brothers closely, meowing as if asking for help. Realizing the cat didn't belong in such a dangerous environment, the men decided to assist. A little further down the trail, they met a group of descending hikers and handed the feline over, hoping it could be reunited with its owner. Sure enough, once the tourists reached the base of the mountain, they encountered a woman frantically searching for her pet. To everyone's surprise, this wasn't the cat's first alpine escape. According to the owner, this furry adventurer had already disappeared into the mountains 3 times before. Although the Swiss Alps are no place for a house cat, this lucky feline seems drawn to altitude and danger. And somehow, every time it finds its way back, earning a reputation as the Alps' most daring 4-legged climber. Would you trust a cat as your mountain guide? What do you think drives this mysterious feline? Instinct, bravery, or something else entirely? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and follow the channel to discover more interesting things. In parts of Austria, Germany, Hungary, and nearby alpine regions, a centuries-old winter tradition offers a chilling contrast to Christmas. Known as Krampusnacht or Krampus Night, the event is held each year on December 5th, the eve of St. Nicholas Day. It centers on Krampus, a horned, fur-covered figure from Central European folklore who punishes misbehaving children. Legends describe Krampus with cloven hooves, curled horns, and chains, said to roam mountain villages at night, capturing the naughty and dragging them to his lair. Though once banned by the Catholic Church until the 1950s, the custom has evolved. Today, people in grotesque costumes parade through towns, frightening crowds in a blend of folklore and festive satire. Meanwhile, rising global temperatures are melting glaciers across mountain ranges worldwide. While this poses serious environmental risks, it has also led archaeologists to uncover ancient artifacts and preserved remains that were once sealed beneath centuries of ice, revealing secrets long buried by time. In the late 1700s, legends speak of a French expedition comprising approximately 300 men and 450 horses journeying from a French outpost near present-day Leavenworth, Kansas, into the Rocky Mountains of Colorado, in their mission to find gold. The expedition reportedly set up camp near what is now known as Treasure Mountain in the Elk Mountains. According to folklore, they discovered significant gold deposits. However, tensions with local Native American tribes escalated, leading to attacks that decimated the expedition. Survivors allegedly buried the gold and created maps marking its location. One such survivor, often referred to in tales as LeBlanc, is said to have returned to France with a copy of the treasure map. Years later, a second expedition was organized to retrieve the hidden gold, but it too met with disaster, with only one member returning and providing conflicting accounts of the events. Over the centuries, treasure hunters have been drawn to the legend, but the lost French gold of Treasure Mountain remains undiscovered. On August 15, 1942, Marceline and Francine Dumulin, a Swiss couple from Chandelin, set out to tend their cattle in a meadow above their village. They never returned, leaving behind 7 children who were subsequently placed with other families. For 75 years, their fate remained a mystery. In July 2017, a worker near the Saint Florent Glacier, close to the Les Diablerets resort, discovered 2 bodies preserved in the ice at an altitude of approximately 2,615 meters. DNA testing confirmed the remains were those of the Dumulins. Authorities believe the couple fell into a crevasse. Their youngest daughter, Marceline Dumulin, then 79, expressed relief at finally knowing their fate, stating, "We spent our whole lives looking for them, so," without stopping. The couple was laid to rest in Savies, providing closure to a decades-long mystery. And to end our climb, we ask, is there truth behind the legend? Could a mysterious creature still roam the Himalayas today? Among the most enduring legends of the Himalayas is that of the Yeti, often described as a towering, fur-covered creature resembling a human. Reports of such beings have surfaced for centuries, with some accounts dating back to times before the spread of Buddhism in the region. In the early 20th century, Western interest in the Yeti intensified. Notably, in the year 1925, Greek photographer Nikolaos A. Tumbazi reported seeing a figure at an altitude of 15,000 feet in the Himalayas, which he described as exactly like a human being, walking upright. Despite numerous expeditions and investigations, conclusive evidence of the Yeti's existence remains elusive. In the year 2017, a DNA analysis of various hair and bone samples attributed to the Yeti revealed that they belong to local bear species, such as the Himalayan brown bear and the Asian black bear. Nevertheless, the Yeti continues to hold a significant place in Himalayan culture. Among the Sherpa people, the Yeti is revered as a guardian of the mountains, and its legend remains deeply woven into their spiritual beliefs and cultural practices. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot to us. Click on the video that appears on your screen right now. I hope you'll love this content. Comment below about the next topic you'd like to see featured on our channel. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.